Several years ago, I got called out to a call. There was a vehicle accident, head-on collision. And before I get into that, I want to preface with, if your name is Carl, this has nothing to do with anybody really named Carl. It's just a name that I'm giving to an individual or a situation in this story. But on this vehicle accident, there was a guy that we'll call Bob. Bob was the single occupant of a minivan. It was the middle of the night. He had just left. I don't know if this was his second job and he was heading to his third, but he was leaving one job and going to another. And Bob was hit head on a road that where people usually travel about 55 miles an hour, sometimes a lot faster. And unfortunately, when we got there, Bob was dead. The head-on collision broke the motor in the minivan loose, pushed the steering wheel up into Bob's chest, crushed his chest. He was gone instantly. There was nothing we can do. He was gone. The individual that was driving the other vehicle was completely drunk. And I can tell you what, not a single scratch on this person. They were stumbling around their vehicle, oblivious to the life that they had just taken. And we're going to name that person Carl. Now, Bob had a family. Wife no longer had a husband. The children no longer had a father. All because somebody decided to get drunk in the middle of the night and take their vehicle for a spin and take an innocent life. And I think about that often with regards to how finite our time is, because like Bob, I'm sure as he got in his vehicle and he started driving to whether it was his second or his third job, I guarantee you he was not thinking he was about to be hit by a drunk driver head on and lose his life. He was just operating. In the same way that you and I operate day to day, we go to the store anticipating that we're going to get to our destination, do whatever it is we need to do, and then we're going to return back home or to our family or to our friends safely. But if you think about what just happened there, Bob was gone in an instant and he didn't even know it was coming. And that's the same for you and I. Our time is finite. One day, in some fashion, in some way, we're all going to meet Carl, whether it's through illness, whether it's through an accident, God willing, maybe it's in the middle of a good night's rest and we all go peacefully in our sleep at an old age, or maybe surrounded by a loving family, something like that. Not something horrific, but you know what? We don't get that say often. And there will be a time when we meet our own version of Carl. And we don't know when that's coming. And our eyes will close one day, and our chest will rise and fall one last time. And when that hour will be, we don't know. And I relate this back to mental health. Living in anguish, living in mental pain. If you're somebody that you feel like trauma follows you around day after day, year after year, that's all you've ever known. Anxiety, depression, OCD, suicide ideation, trouble with relationships, trouble with your thoughts, trouble with sleeping, trouble with appetite, trouble with behaviors. Any of those things, is that any way to live? If you knew the day and the hour of which you were going to close your eyes for the final time, would you want to live from this day until that day in mental anguish, knowing when all you have to do is open up and ask for help, to reach out to somebody, to say, I am broken, please fix me? That's no way to live. Nobody wants to live from this day until their last in that state. We all want happiness. We want an abundance of joy. We want great memories. Not depression, not anxiety, not panic attacks, not sadness, not this mental darkness that can shroud us sometimes. It's no way to live. So if this is you, please understand that there is no shame in reaching out and asking for help, admitting that you're broken, admitting that you need somebody to help you walk through this darkness that you're in, to pull you out of the hole that you've crawled into and you just can't seem to find your way out. I promise you, there are people out there ready and willing to help you. All you have to do is ask for help. There's no shame.